Here's the noise. This is the one single reason that I could not use this machine with the light turned on for more than about 5 or 10 minutes. As someone who creates product reviews on YouTube, I'm always filming B-roll and I'm always looking for ways to make the process easier, simpler, and just less of a headache for myself. So a few months ago, I saw ads for this thing called the Canvas lamp, which is basically this lamp here that is supposed to make it easier to film overhead shots with your phone. So you put your phone up here and it films down below. And basically as soon as I saw it, I decided to add this thing to my cart. And I paid my own money for this Canvas lamp. I'm not partnered, sponsored. This was not a gifted product. I even applied to their affiliate program, but they rejected me. So this is 100% my honest thoughts as always, and let's start with the options available. So there's basically two different versions of the Canvas lamp. There's a mini version. This one starts at $102, and then there's a more expensive version that starts at $172. So it's a really expensive lamp, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not really sure even why I splurged on it, to be honest. Even my normal tripod that I put my DSLR camera, that one was only like $89, and I still felt like that was kind of expensive at the time. This is really pretty expensive, but there are two different models to pick from. The one I got, the limited edition white canvas lamp with a matte metal base. The reason for this is this was like literally the cheapest model of the bigger kind when I was ordering it, so that's the one I picked up. The setup process was really pretty easy. It really only took a few minutes to put together. I thought the instructions were really pretty simple. And basically at the point of setup, you choose if you want to attach it to the base they give you. They also give you a desk clamp. So if you don't want to attach it to the circular base, you can attach it to the side of like a desk or something like that. I think the only benefit of this would really be if you have like very, very limited space that you want to maximize and you don't want to have that circle base taking up space on your desk. But those are the two options, and it was really pretty easy. Now let's dive into the specs. So when this thing is fully extended, the canvas can reach about a maximum height of 22 inches above your workspace. Although they do recommend to try to keep it about 18 inches above the workspace. And they say at that height, you should be able to film at least 2 square feet of work area. The ring light is about 6 inches in diameter. And then the base is about 5 pounds. So I thought it was really a substantial weight. It definitely feels good quality. In terms of the lighting is fully dimmable and the maximum output is about 1200 lumens. They say this is about the same brightness as a 100 watt incandescent bulb. And then they also have 3 different color temperatures. So it can go from 6000K, which is daylight balanced, 4400K, which is more neutral, and then 2700K, which is more of a warm light. And then in terms of the phones, it comes preset to hold an iPhone, but basically it can hold any smartphone that will fit within 3.25 inches, which is how wide the clamp can go. And then it can hold a maximum phone weight of 12.3 ounces or 350 grams. So I think you should be okay with most phones as long as it's not anything too crazy. So now I have my phone on here and it's recording. Okay. So this is what it looks like with no light on or anything like that. Okay. Now I'm gonna turn the light on. Here, I'm gonna dim it. Go back brighter. This is the brightest it will go. Now let's change the color temperature. Here is the cool. Here's warm. And here is the more neutral. Cool, warm, neutral. There you go. In terms of what I liked about the canvas lamp, there's really two things that are my big two positives about this thing. Number one, I think it looks really nice. I don't mind having it out on my desk. And compared to some of my other lighting setup things that are giant eyesores, I think this thing is really nice. It's also not too big where it's going to have to take a bunch of floor space and stuff like that, like a lot of other lighting systems. Number two, it works as advertised. Like, it does work really well to take overhead shots. As soon as I started using this thing, I was kind of blown away by the sense of like, why did I not buy something like this before? Like, I film so much B-roll, like I film so many overhead shots, and I have a really hard time getting the angles just right. And this thing made my life like 10 times easier. Like, it was so much easier to film B-roll with this thing. It was so easy to get a nice overhead shot with no like camera setup in the way. Like, oftentimes if I'm filming with a normal tripod, like it's hard to film overhead without actually getting the tripod legs in the shot. This, I didn't have any of the device in the shot. Like, it was very easy to get a total clear setup, and it honestly worked as advertised, so I can't complain about that. Okay, so now let me talk about the things that I don't like, because I'm gonna be honest, when I first got this thing, I was kind of in love with it. I was like, this is amazing. I love everything about it. But the longer I've been using it, I feel like the more I found things that just kind of bug me. So the number one thing is you can't use a DSLR camera. You can only use a phone. And obviously I knew this going into it, so I can't complain too much, but you know, just something to keep in mind if you're going to have to spend money for a separate device for your DSLR camera, this is really kind of limiting you to only your phone. So I wish there was some more compatibility with it. Number two, the clasp to get the phone in and out of this thing is really pretty annoying. There's an annoying clasp, I'm not gonna lie. So basically what I mean by that is this thing, there's no like handles to get the clasp open and shut, and it really holds the phone really pretty tightly. And because of that, I feel like my fingers are gonna get pinched every time that I open or close it or try to get my phone out. I really think they could just benefit by having a little bit of a handle here. I think that would be a really great benefit for everyone. And then number three, I don't know if you're going to be able to notice this in this video, but the noise. This should be number one, honestly. This is the most annoying thing about this device. There is a very high-pitched noise that happens when the light is turned on. And let me see if you can hear this. Here it is with it off. No noise. There's no high-pitched noise. Here's the noise. This is the one single reason that I could not use this machine with the light turned on for more than about 5 or 10 minutes. But beyond that, I feel like my ears are gonna start bleeding. It's very unpleasant. I've heard I've seen some other reviews where people talk about this. I don't know exactly what this is. It's something with the light, but it is extremely annoying. And so if you're planning on using this for more than like a few minutes and you wanna do really extended recording, think twice. That's all I have to say. And then number four is the cord. The cord, I'm gonna be honest, it is a kind of cheap looking cord. I feel like it kind of takes down the whole appeal of this whole thing. It is also like not that long. I don't exactly know how long it is, but it's not long enough. And I feel like a lot of times I have problems just being able to stretch it to the nearest outlet. I also just don't love that you are kind of tied to this cord. I really wish this had like a rechargeable light or battery powered or something like that. I bought this thing to be able to make filming easier. And when I'm tied to an outlet, it kind of reduces that a little bit for me, especially when I'm filming, for example, on my kitchen table where there's no outlets around. I can't use the light with this. So that's a pretty big negative to me. And all in all, I don't know, I'm gonna be honest, but I feel like my opinion just kind of went like this when I got this lamp. So that's what I don't like about it. So after using the canvas lamp for about a month, I'm gonna be honest and say I probably would not recommend this to people proactively, especially given the high price point and the problems that I did experience with it. That being said, I'm happy I bought it just because it did solve a really big need in my weekly filming process. So I will continue to use this. I am glad I bought it, but I feel like for the price point, it should be pretty much perfect, and it wasn't, and there were some pretty big problems with it. So I don't think I could recommend it, but I'd love to know your thoughts on it. Let me know down in the comments, and until next time.